We all have a story, a narrative that shapes our lives, and you could even say it defines us to some degree. But what I've come to realize, and perhaps you have too, is that some of these stories, in fact, most of them, will limit us and hold us back from living the life we want. Maybe it's keeping you stuck in a cycle of limitations and preventing you from reaching your potential. Recently, through my own observation and reflection, I've been noticing certain patterns and thoughts, and also having conversations with clients. It's been coming up a lot that the stories that are being shared, the words we verbalize into the world, and even the internal dialogue, those stories are keeping us stuck. And that's why I wanted to share this video with you today, to dive into some of that stuff around how you can break free from that and really make lasting change. Hey, if you're new around here, my name's Paul. I'm a certified life coach, and I love helping people get out of their own way and elevate themselves and their life. And if you've been following along for a while, you'll realize that I haven't actually posted a video in a while. And that's because I decided I wanted to take some time to relax and recharge, and just being busy doing other stuff like coaching clients and working on some other things. But I'm happy to be back now. So back to today's video. The stories that we tell ourselves have incredible power, whether they're perceived to be good or bad. The story is really a set of beliefs. It's a set of conditioning from the past, from our experiences. But these stories often keep us stuck. And that's because sometimes, even though we want to change, it's easier to remain as we are. And so we seek evidence in the day-to-day environment to see, I proved myself right. If I think of my own journey, for the longest time as I was a kid in school, I used to think that I wasn't smart enough and I was dumb and I wasn't able to do things that other kids were able to do, because maybe I did badly in a test one day and the students were laughing at me, or the teacher said something to me, and that created a wound inside of me. And then that became my reality. I identified as that type of person. And so the longer I kept telling myself that story, the longer it took me to be able to actually make the change. So it was when I changed my story, I made a decision that I'm not going to be that person anymore. I'm going to ultimately, I like to say, creating a new identity, or identity shifting, reinventing yourself, elevating yourself to the 2.0 version. It's all really the same thing. It's about shedding the past version of you and becoming someone new. But the challenge of that is we are so conditioned by our environment, by other people. People know us as a certain way. And there's going to be many identities that you adopt throughout your life. And as you go along, there's going to be new phases of growth and challenges that come up within certain situations, certain career paths, certain jobs, maybe relationships, stuff to do with your health and fitness. In fact, every single area of life is going to require you some kind of discomfort, some kind of growth, unless you want to stay stuck. And these stories that we tell ourselves want to keep us safe. Something such as a traumatic event that happened several years ago will create a snapshot, and that gets stored in your body. And so in the future, that can come up when we're in similar situations. Our mind is trying to make sense of it, and it's in a fearful state, and that's understandable. But when it comes to changing specific areas of our life, we can recognize that that story isn't who we are as a person. So I said that our stories define us, which is somewhat true, but the key thing is you can change the story, you can change the program, and ultimately you can completely change the direction of your life. So the first piece to actually changing is the awareness. And this is simply observing where you're currently at, being honest with yourself, reflecting, looking at your story, looking at your beliefs, really looking at the results in your life, and just being brutally honest with yourself. What story have you been telling yourself? Are you willing to let it go? Sometimes people say they want to change, but in reality, they don't. They actually like what they have. Or if they don't like it, it's so familiar, it's so comfortable that it's easier for them to stay where they are than to put in the effort to make the changes that's going to improve their life. Now, if you're anything like me as a self-improvement enthusiast, I'm sure there's a lot of self-awareness there. There's a lot of curiosity and openness and desire to want to grow and learn about yourself, to potentially look at your past, to try and figure out what's held you back. And the thing is with this, what I've really come to realize by spending so much time on it, on different areas where I'm like, what is that thing that's holding me back? Oh, maybe I need to fix this, or maybe I need to do some work here, or maybe there's something I need to shift there. The problem with this is there's literally hundreds, thousands of things that have happened in our life that have probably had some kind of impact on us. And if we're to go through every one like a needle in a haystack, it's going to take us probably a lifetime. And so I personally believe now, after spending so much time trying to figure a lot of that stuff out, is that I'm just keeping myself stuck, and I'm keeping myself in that story. It's almost like I'm trying to find beliefs or try and find proof to say, here's why I'm here. This is my story. But it was listening to Abraham Hicks where Abraham shared something along the lines of, we don't need to focus so much on the past. We just need to focus on what feels good now. And so we don't necessarily need to focus on overcoming all of these things in the past. We can actually just learn to let go of a lot of the stuff that's happened. And some of it we don't even need to go deep into. We can just move forwards. Of course, if there's specific things that are patterns that are reoccurring and coming up and certain themes in your life or triggers, then maybe that's a place for you to address stuff. But what I recognized I was doing personally was if I wasn't moving forward in a specific area or I wasn't getting a certain result or hitting a certain goal, I would then start saying to myself that, oh, I think I've got some blocks there. I need to go and fix them. I need to figure that out. I need to read a few more books and do a few more things. And honestly, you just end up going down a rabbit hole. The simple way to change your beliefs and to reprogram is to start becoming the person you want to be through your actions, through your thoughts, and your beliefs are going to change with that consistency. And so on this topic of change is something I'm super passionate about. And I really believe that everyone can create the life they want, to reinvent themselves and to become the person that they truly want to become. I actually have a coaching program specifically to help people go through this process of change, whatever that looks like for you, to see what's standing in your way and to help you get to the next level. If you want to learn more about that, I'm going to leave a link below this video where you can check that one out. And I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. I'll be back real soon and I'll see you next time.